Hi, my name is Kathy Schindler and I'm a teacher trained for politics here at Pearson. I'm a teacher with nearly 30 years experience and have been very involved in writing the new spec and have been examining for many years. I'm here today to help you find and make good use of the excellent free resources on the Politics Pearson website. Firstly, I'm going to show you how we get onto the Pearson Edexcel qualifications website for A-level politics. The quickest and simplest way is to type pearson.com politics into your website bar and click enter. You will reach the main qualifications page for A-level politics. One of the most important documents is the specification. This outlines what needs to be taught and forms the basis of questions that can be set in the exam. Remember, if it's not in the specification, it can't be examined. We hope this video will give you some useful tools to support your teaching in the time available. It's also important to pay close attention to the specification, as content may have been moved from one topic area to another. For example, congressional elections are now in the Congress section of the spec, section 2.2.1, not section 5. Moreover, like many aspects of the new spec, the comparative theory on the US paper was a DFE requirement. A really good supplement to the specification is the Getting Started guide. This seeks to elaborate on what you might want to cover in your teaching, but is more helpful suggestions rather than mandated content. Unlike the specification, this document doesn't seek to identify the areas that will be examined. That information comes only from the specification. For example, on Component 2, Section 4.4, the middle column quotes the specification, but the end column elaborates on the content that could be taught to help you effectively explore the issues raised by this area of the specification. Political ideas are now a compulsory element of the specification, so this useful guide was designed to help teachers break down the content in a manageable way and suggest ways to teach it. It is important for all teachers to understand that the ideas content is driven by the core principles of the ideology and the strands referenced within the specification rather than the thinkers, although, as centres know, it is essential to include two named thinkers in answers. For example, in liberalism, stage 1 of teaching would be to cover the core principles. Stage 2 would be to identify similarities and differences between the named strands on these principles. It's worth noting that it is not necessary to teach any additional strands beyond those named on the specification. The last stage is to apply the key thinkers to the relevant core principles and strands. A vital part of what we do as teachers to prepare students for the exam is getting them to practice real exam questions. Here on the politics pages, you will find specimen papers for both AS and A-level, as well as the real exams that have been sat, as well as accompanying mark schemes and exam reports. For example, in the second sample set published in September 2017, paper 3A, all three essays clearly have a cross-topic theme in order to help teachers prepare their students for this. Exam reports are going to be particularly important in these first few years of the new specification, as they are the best way for the principal examiner to let centres know what is being done well in the exams, as well as, crucially, what areas need further attention. One of the main things that teachers have been concerned about is the amount of content and how to fit it all in. The content was defined by the DFE, which meant we had to include it all to get accreditation. Our course planners and schemes of work are designed to help you plan your teaching. The course planners have broken down the 2-year content either by hours or by weeks to help you plan, and our schemes of work break down the content weekly with suggestions for activities, assessment and extension work. It's worth noting that we suggest finishing the UK content before starting the ideas content as probably the most efficient use of time, although this is just a suggestion. Feedback from teachers has also indicated that teaching the UK content alongside the US content is harder for students to grasp than anticipated, although this is just anecdotal from meeting teachers at training events. I'd like to point you towards some new and some updated documents that focus on areas where teachers are asked for further guidance. The source guidance document will help to clarify any queries you may still have about approaching the source, but be sure to also read the relevant examiner's reports too. The synopticity guidance document seeks to clarify this new requirement by outlining when, where and how synopticity is required. The assessment guidance document is an updated document and seeks to provide further clarification on the different types of questions across all of the papers. And lastly, the updated exam guidance document provides templates which outline effective way of answering questions in order to maximise all assessment objectives. These have been updated in light of the first A-level exam series. The FAQ document is updated periodically to reflect questions sent in by centres and answered by the principal examiners. It currently has nearly 30 questions and answers reflecting the most common concerns of teachers. It is worthwhile coming back and checking this document from time to time to see if there have been any additions. In this section, Pearson has made available all the material used for our free as well as paid-for events. These can be downloaded and reviewed to give you clearer guidance and direction in specific areas of the specification as well as marking training. Also, don't forget to sign up for the Subject Advisor updates on the website so we can keep you informed about upcoming training events as well as other news. I hope you found this useful and will now be able to use these documents to help prepare your students for the politics exams. Don't forget, if you've got any further questions, you can always ask the expert at the address below.